that was the South Park thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Cute.
I want to say it was about junior high.
Super cute.
I ended up during some summer. I saw all through season 12 because that's where they were at. So yeah, I've seen probably up until a few seasons ago. I haven't seen it for whatever they've recently produced. The pandemic.
This is for you later, Karl.
Yes. This is gonna be horrifying to see on the editing table when I start.
Just zoom in when I do that.
Let's switch to the folder. So we got the other folder.
Karl on the 1s and 2s.
Yep. All right. And now we can adjust. If you want to hear yourself for a second to know what you are.
Usually I'm a no headphone baby. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, all right. We're in here.
I don't know if you want to adjust yours any bit. Mine is about. Yeah.
All right.
Now you're being DJ Sethy B.
I'm on the fucking 1s and 2s, baby girl. Let's drop this a beat. Yeah, I think I'm good at a 6 or 7. Sometimes I peak. Actually, yeah, that's a really hot mic. Yeah, 6. All right. Yep.
So I got it.
All right, tell me if your boy's getting too loud, all right?
I know. But
yeah.
Recording. All right, now we're back on right now. It's
all right.
Tremendous. I'm glad you're here, Seth. I got to bring you in on this beautiful Sunday, whatever it is, January the 9th, here 2020. I got Red Zone in the background, but who cares?
Did you just say 2020?
2022. God damn it. I have been stuck.
2 years off. 2 years.
Well, there's some problems going on in my brain clock right now.
Your brain clock?
Yeah, well, I imagine it would be like some animated clock that's in my brain.
You have a cuckoo clock.
Yeah, well, that's probably what it's become right now with the fried brain from getting high.
Yeah, which, speaking of which, we just took dabs before we started recording this, yeah?
They were very nice. I think it was Tangerine was the name of this. I think. I could be wrong. I'm not one of those connoisseurs. If anything, I'm the opposite. I just need to know, does it get you high? That's my only qualifier.
Yeah. What's the hardest drug you've ever done?
Well, remember that one I have the bit about how I asked people, it's like, did I use meth? Because I don't know if I used meth. And it was that white stuff I remember sniffing my junior year of at Arizona State. And it kept me up for 38 hours and then depressed for 3 to 4 days.
Maybe Molly?
I thought it was that.
Could be Molly.
That's what I believe it is.
But
that's what I thought it was. And I'm like, I hope it's just that and not meth. This would be horrible.
I don't know what the effects of meth are. I don't know. I've never fucking done it. But yeah, are you peeking back and forth between me and the football right now?
Somewhat, but what you said about the meth was, I remember asking a few people, and these were people I know that have used a wide array of drugs, and it's like, was what I used meth? And then when I tell them what my experience was, it's like, yeah, you might have, because it was my first time, whatever this was.
So your junior year at ASU, bringing back to Karl in junior year at ASU, what was he like? What did you do for fun?
I was playing with my roommate, or not my roommate, a friend of mine at the time that come over a lot. We'd play FIFA a lot, get high and stuff. We'd go to some sporting events that, like how they were, whether they be with the school or professional in the area. But yeah, we hung out. Sometimes we go to his place because he went to Corona del Sol, so his home was somewhere like a little east of it.
Put respect on the name. Yep.
Yes,
what high school did you go to?
I went to called American High School in Fremont, California.
That sounds so gay. That sounds gay as fuck. Tell me something about American High School.
Well, we have more.
What was the mascot?
An eagle. The American Eagles.
Should be a racist ass, honky ass, yogurt finger ass, mayo smelling cracker.
So you're saying a plantation owner?
No, like a dirty white one, because that's a true American.
Okay, so you're
The
saying more.
dream is to own the plantation, right, Carl?
So you're saying someone that's in a trailer park in Appalachia is what you're saying about.
Those people are so American. They don't even know it. They don't even know what fucking state they live in, I bet.
Am I in West Virginia or I'm out here in Pennsylvania?
You show them clear water. If you brought a Dasani water bottle to some people in America and just showed them it, they would think you're a fucking witch doctor. Yeah?
You should try that out in Flint, Michigan. I want to see how that ends up going.
I've never done a predominantly black crowd. Surprise! We're in Arizona, so, you know, I'm not getting put up on like a Mike B. Dapper show.
Makes sense. I mean, I've heard you like those ones that are hosted, but like I think that's the way to do it. Although when I've done the few times I've done Golden Margarita, because I've only done it 2 or 3 times so far, it seemed like a predominantly or a fair amount of at least at the bar in front, black people. And at least the first time I did it, I got a good reaction out of them. So I'm like, yes, the black crowd loves me. Because they like wild white boy. That's what they like.
They like a wild white boy. Yeah.
Because they just like it. Because it also makes them feel smarter about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because they go, oh, this crazy motherfucker, he got a shit ton of privilege and he's still acting like a moron.
Keep going, bro.
Some guy named Maurice saying that.
Yeah, Maurice, he's like, look at this tomfooling ass motherfucker stepping up in here in those fake ass Timberlands. Look at those. Goddamn, bro, what are those?
Reeboks?
Tread Safe? You wearing Tread Safe in the club right now?
Yeah, I got him from Payless. What do you expect me to do?
Maurice is getting your ass, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He's getting his ass. Oh, yeah. Let me sip my drink. Right now we're drinking, what is it called?
Howler Head.
Howler Head.
It's the one you see in the advertisements during the UFC events.
I'm not a fan of. I like UFC, but
how did you know what Francis Ngannou was?
Because I watch TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
He's on.
I'm a
that
17-year-old hot girl.
I didn't realize he was on that stuff so much, Francis.
Well, like clips and shit.
Okay, clips.
Yeah, of like knockouts and shit and like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I say he's like the Hellfire Missile Fist because he just when he throws them, they just go like crazy, and if one hits, you're fucked.
Speaking of Hellfire missiles, Palestine and Israel. Let's talk about it.
I would join the IDF if I still had was in my youth.
Okay.
So for not now, any proceeds from this video, if someone gives, will go to fund the Iron Dome. Oh my God, it's windy there.
Bro, stop watching football while you're recording a podcast with me.
If the Bills don't win, I lose out on $450.
Is this a bit? You just bring me to your house. We hung out for like 30 minutes before we started recording, and that's cool. I like hanging out with you, dude.
But we were talking
about... my expectation was to be coming in here and get into business.
We get into business. All right with it. How do we want to do this peace treaty with Israel-Palestine?
Can I put my balls on your table right here?
Why would you want
to? Hey.
Well, luckily this table has survived many accidents. We have visual proof of this. There's a camera, Seth.
That's why I'm doing visual bits. This is one of the first times I've been on a podcast with a camera besides DJ Palasotti.
But that got taken down from YouTube.
All right, then you got to pay the $5, all right? Do it.
I thought he was going to put it on Vimeo. Also, his Patreon, I think, is just
What's
$3.
What's happening with that? Like, that's why I can't do clips and shit because I'm worried about copyright. That's why I'm like, if it's just conversations and it's all original, you know, trying to introduce music even into my podcast has been troublesome. Like, my last one got copyright claimed.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of those openings.
Music as one before it that didn't get copyright claimed on YouTube. So I'm like, hey, we're learning that. It wasn't like a strike, but it was like, you can't make money off this. I'm like, I wasn't already. So
yeah, it's like, I'm not monetarily relevant. What are you telling me?
Yeah. I'm doing this all for free. Speaking of which, you being Jewish and doing stand-up comedy, how do you... when you were initially starting it, you braced yourself to spend some money, right? Like getting into stand-up, you knew that this was going to be a well of money that hopefully when you throw enough in, it'll return back to you. But
yes, the ROI.
and the time, yeah, especially your time too. You value your time. So did you brace yourself before going into comedy for the time spent? Because right now I'm spending like 30, 35 hours a week on comedy, going to mics and recording podcasts and shit. So yeah, it's a lot.
No, it definitely.
Did you brace yourself?
The amount of time, you know what? Because I knew from Tristan, like asking him about how frequent I should do it, and he just saying, if you have the time, you should do it. And to be honest, I don't have responsibility. I don't have a job that operates in the evening, so I might as well just get it done. Right.
Yeah. Working in the morning sucks, but graveyard shift, not doing that. We have a friend, Andrew Oriana. He's in rough shape some days, and some days he looks good, and then some days he's like, I've been up for 2 days. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? He's like, my schedule didn't work out, and your body can't fall asleep once it's 11 a.m. Even if you've been up all night, your body's circadian rhythm is completely out of whack, and you can't catch any Z's.
That must be why people in Alaska are so depressed, because they have that, like, how for some days it's completely light outside, like during the summer, and sometimes during the winter it's completely dark.
But then again, I think it's also genetics.
Do you think it's that really?
It's people who, okay, let's say you want to go to Alaska. You want to move to Alaska. Why do you want to do that? It's because you want to, let's be secluded. I'm going to live off the land. I'm going to have a small town. So having those small town dreams, some people are like, I want to get out of the city. I want to move to Alaska or Washington State in like the backcountry or some shit. So they do that. And when they do that and they fuck and they have kids with their dumb bitch wife,
Name Marissa.
Marissa, you're out there, okay? I'm not paying the goddamn alimony payments, bitch. So once they have a kid with their wife, the kid grows up in Alaska, and then they're like, I'm fucking so depressed because even their parents lived in the big city around everything they could fucking ask for and do and achieve and accomplish in their life. And they chose to move to Alaska. Some people are supposed to be fucking sad. And I've acknowledged that now. Like I have waves with it, and I ride the wave now. I ride my emotional wave, and some people are just meant to be fucking sad.
Those are the people that can't take a joke when they go to the shows.
Yeah.
They get all upset because they think, hey, you shouldn't say this. Like, I've only had one person give me grief about a bit and stuff, and it was at Devil's, and it was nothing.
What happened? Let's run through it.
Oh, it was, so you remember that one couple that's there, and, like, they're, like, college students, but the girl looks super young. Like, I swear, you think she's younger than, like, you think no way in hell she's, like, an adult even. Like, do you remember that one?
Yes. Yeah, Cabbage Patch.
Yeah.
All those things.
Yeah. Okay, because I think, so I was trying to make a segue to joke about them. So this one couple, that was the one closest to the TV that's to the left of whoever's currently on the mic. And I just say that because a lot of people have made fun of them so far, and I don't want to focus on them, so I just say there's a lot of material to be made about you guys, but I'm going to move on from that. Just as a way of saying a lot of people have made fun of you tonight, so I'm going to try to make some bits more unique about someone else.
Try to be gracious.
Yeah, and I pivoted it to the one who looks very young, that woman, and saying about how, like, where's the other twin in the Stanley Hotel, making a Shining reference.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and she laughed at it and stuff. And so then after that couple, or not couple was there, they were like friends, but it was a man and a woman. And then the woman's like, "What do you mean by there's a lot of material to make fun about?"
And then what happened?
Oh, I just said I used it as a segue. I was being honest. I just said I used it as a segue to then make fun of the others.
I guess I'm a mall security guard because I was just looking for a Segway.
He's being like Mr. Dice Clay. Oh.
All right, yeah, let's go into influences. You told me before we could get into that. What are some of your... Start out with yours. Like, what are your big...
So, my dad, this isn't my personal influence. This is just because my dad, he always likes to recite Rodney Dangerfield bits. Just one-liners, Rodney Dangerfield.
I get no pussy at all.
Or it was like, now I know why tigers eat their young.
Oh, yeah. Let's just recite Rodney Dangerfield. I don't know any Dangerfield, actually. I watched Back to School like 10 times, though. Good movie.
Nice.
Keep going, though. Yeah.
But influences. So then the one that was more personal to me, so it was weirdly enough because I had heard this guy's voice as a child from one of my favorite childhood movies, Toy Story. But Don Rickles, when I was able to see him, it was more like, this guy is so old, but he's so hilarious. And even though he's acting like he's mad, it's funny because he's not actually mad. He's just doing it for...
This bag of dust actually knows how to speak. Wow.
Yeah, like, if he were to get mad about something, it wouldn't be like the usual get off my lawn type of old person stereotype. It would be like you're standing there like a moron. What do you think you're doing?
Wait, tell me if there's a joke here. Not that. This. So, white people in America used to want to own slaves on a plantation, and they'd be like, oh no, the Emancipation Proclamation. I have to get rid of all my workers? No. Don't get off my lawn. Guess what they're fucking doing 300 years later? We have Gran Torino, old white geezers, bag of common dust, just being like, get off my fucking lawn. I'm like, oh, you should tell that to your great-great-great-great-granddad, Jehovah, and Jeremiah. Because they were gay farmers. Okay?
Gay farmers plowing the land?
Gay farmers only.
Gay farmers. Is that a new site you're creating?
We're creating it right now. Pitch the advertisement to it.
Gay farmers only. We find you a farmer who also wants to plow your asshole. Mm-hmm. I don't know right at the top of my head, but that's...
Are you done pitching through different hoes and you just want to find the one?
You just want to find...
Get yourself the right stallion.
A fellow... I was going to say a young buck, but a stallion works as well.
Yeah. You ever put homemade peanut butter on a sandwich and then you put a little bit on your balls?
The dog tries to lick your balls.
Who said try? I'm making him. He doesn't have a choice. Okay? He doesn't have a fucking choice.
Oh, God. Now that you're saying about him putting peanut butter on balls, you're reminding me of when me and a friend in high school, we created a email to our chief of police in the city. Like, we didn't send it out, but we wrote it. So if someone checked the keystrokes, they could have seen it. But we talked about how he liked to put his balls into chunky peanut butter, and then because the police station was nearby to this dog shelter, go to the dog shelter and have the dogs lick his balls. We were messed up children.
Wait, a keystroke? What's that?
Oh,
is that when you do cocaine and you can't get your dick hard, so you're like,
I gotta stroke
keystrokes.
it. I gotta stroke it correctly. No, it's just like what you're typing. Like your keystrokes are what you're typing.
No, yeah. Sorry, I was.
I
trying
don't
to
make
I was trying to be dumb.
Well, maybe we're trying. I'ma be a stupid.
It's all right. You can say that.
Why is it?
You get the R pass.
Why is it? Because people think I'm autistic.
Yeah. You get the R pass.
God damn it! Why do people think
you
this?
can say?
Because yeah, of course we could say retarded and shit, but I'm just saying it's like.
As a retarded black Jew, dude, honestly, if Bridgegat was just like a little person and like actually no, that would be it. Yeah, just Yeah, a light-skinned black Jew who's a little person. Bro, get in my pussy.
I'm just trying to think about.
Am I right or am I right?
Both answers are correct by you. I'm just trying to think.
We're goddamn right. Back to influences comedically.
So it was Don Rickles, and then also some of the other ones were in high school, Daniel Tosh, and there were also with friends. Sometimes a few of them we'd get together and we'd go to someone's house, and if we were on Netflix, we'd put on like a Kevin Hart special. I remember that a few times, and so it was interesting seeing him and such. And at least for me, because I had also done performing arts in the form of plays and musicals. Like the last one I did was my junior year of high school. It was The Wedding Singer. So I had been performing on stage. I knew what it was like to be in front of people. And I had heard from some friends and other stuff like, oh, you do so well. You should continue to do this. But to be honest, I hate the scripted stuff. And as you can see from that letter, me and a friend theoretically wrote to our chief of police about his... We had some really messed up minds, so comedy was probably a better route.
The twisted stylings of Karl Goldthorpe. Is it Thorpe or Thrope?
Thorpe. The O comes before the R.
Oh, okay. Karl Goldthorpe.
Yeah, there's a P at the end.
Karl Golden Throat. We were dying the other day joking about people's names. Like, all right, first of all, first on the table, the classic Cam Sneed, some pussy. Hilarious. Another one was Karl Goldthroat. That was classic. And then by far the best one was DJ pounding my throaty. And I love DJ. It's just like, do it with my name. It's just like, my name is lame as fuck to make puns out of, because like, or like a, rearrange with it. Do one now, like Seth Ballance.
I'm trying to like think of
Seth Ballance. There's a dick on your mouth.
Yeah, balance these balls on your face.
Fuck yeah, dog.
Exactly.
Bro, yeah.
Last week was the first time I went to DJ's place, and it was fun hanging out with him.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll later do I think later in the month, the second half, I'll be recording an episode with him, but he was cool to talk to, and his girlfriend, Sam, was there as well, and we played a Mario Party.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I
thought I was the only one they played Mario Party with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you're not special. It was...
Can we pause? Can we pause? I need to fucking call him right now. Can we pause?
We'll send him a carrier pigeon. That's your alternative.
I'm gonna fucking call this motherfucker right now.
Bad DJ.
Dude, DJ pounding my throaty. How dare you? Do I even have his number? I don't think I have.
Now you know you're not special.
I'm calling him. I'm calling him through Instagram. Fuck you.
This will be great content for the viewers.
Your dick is great content.
Well, I mean, that's why it's out on the internet for everyone to see.
We're gonna call him right now. Wait. Oh, well, this is just a voice recording because I'm a drug dealer apparently. But DJ, how fucking dare you play Mario Party with Karl? Okay? I thought we had something special. You fucking we went to Colorado. I got you a Christmas present I haven't given to you yet. And then you do me like this? Hey, dude, I love you, and get back to me on recording this one podcast. I love to be back on. Love you, dude. So we're working it out. We're working it out. But, yeah, don't touch my man again.
Well, I thought you... Well, I wasn't trying... I never got in physical contact. I just touched his controller. Controller is not code word for anything. Trust me. You could take that one at face value.
I'll take your girlfriend at face value.
Well, good, because she's non-existent at this moment.
Really? Have you ever had a girl
No,
for a long period of time?
What do you consider, like, over a year? Yeah, a little over a year.
No, well, yeah, whatever it is to you. Like, I mean, 3 months is a long time for some people because some people are just, like, not, you know, they haven't found a person to, like, spend a lot of time with. But I'm so, like, ultra monogamous that once I find a person, I just, like, try to make it work regardless. Even though I don't put much work in. Hey, ladies. How are you?
I guess it's finding someone compatible, and it doesn't have to be someone that replicates you. If anything, it's better to find someone who complements you and such. And how it worked with the last one, I guess I could say, is maybe more of like a secondary interest of mine was her primary interest and vice versa. So it was easy for, let's say, like a date or something to be something we liked and bring the other person along, because we knew it's not like, oh, they're not like not going to enjoy it because they like what it is. They're just not, it's just not their primary focus and their primary hobby and primary interest. But, I mean, it was compatible, but in the end.
That's going hard as fuck. The howler face.
That howler head.
Howler head. Dude, with some Dr. Pepper, it's got the banana working with the caramel. Oh, have you ever seen those TikToks of a guy like cooking jail food? He's like, "Hey, yo, Bunky, I'm going to be making some street enchiladas. You want some?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, for sure." And then he just pulls out these trash bags and cereal bags and Tupperware and like plastic utensils. And he just starts smashing up peanuts and like, you know, chicharrones and bags and shit and ramen. It's always ramen. There's ramen in everything. He's like, "I'm going to make a Kool-Aid drink." And he has to at least show ramen in the video. He's sponsored by Top. Hey, how about some Gimme Top ramen? Am I right?
Yeah, the top.
This is the episode for the boys. So when is this coming out?
This will be about the 15th this month, so January 15th. So we got about a little less than a week, so next Saturday. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Saturday, yeah.
But yeah, that's fucking bussin'. All right.
That's tremendous. Yes.
Tremendous. Really.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad to get it because I told you for that fifth I have, it's $27.99, but I think it's worth it just for like, okay, it's not like I'm going crazy on it just one night.
Yeah, just, you know.
Are you trying to show an acute angle?
Yeah. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything
I'll say the other
could get me in trouble in 12, 15 years.
I'll say the other influences I had after Daniel Tosh were more recently and probably I discovered
How the fuck do we keep coming back to this and we haven't finished this? I love how much sidetracking we're doing.
Well, I'll just say the last two that since I graduated university, it was
oh shit.
It was Joey Diaz first, and then during the pandemic, Tim Dillon. Because Tim Dillon, I didn't discover him until I found that clip of him describing the state of Arizona, and it's the one on YouTube about Arizona's the worst state in the union.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming here February. He's going to be at, I think, Stand Up Live.
Hey, I love that for the boy.
So I'll try to look out for tickets for that.
Really, that's the biggest club in Arizona, right? Besides, like, doing a theater.
Yeah, it's the biggest one that is dedicated. Like, unless you do one of just those performing arts theaters. Like an amphitheater, obviously.
Yeah.
Or did I tell you about, like, you know how Bill Burr, he was sold out, all his tickets here, right? Yeah. Well, what I was annoyed that when I was looking for going back home, when I was back home, right before I was back home, he was doing some shows in Oakland. And there were seats still under $50 lower level, still available, like before, like a week before I got there. I'm like, damn it, I wish I arrived before so I could go to this.
Damn.
Because, I mean, it would have been, it just seems, like, I hate to say it where I'm from in the San Francisco Bay Area, it's definitely more of a poetry slam culture than it is a stand-up culture, if that's what
Hit me with some poetry slam right now, bro.
No, that is definitely not, that is why I don't live there.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'm not.
Heart fast beating. Hairline fast receding.
All right, you're doing like
Karl looks at me.
you're doing like a Teddy.
I throw
bit.
him into what?
Like Teddy, you're doing his bits now.
Oh fuck, dude. Okay, I'm sorry. We said we won't. We said I'm sorry. I'll be a good boy. Okay, I'll be a good boy. All right, back to influences. So Joey Cacadias and
then Tim. Well, because with Joey, it was just the ridiculous stuff he had to say, and he was like a cartoon character, sounding like the stereotypical person from New Jersey.
yeah.
Like,
And then I fucking raped her dog. Like he's a fucking Mucinex character.
Oh, I love watching the past ones, and I especially like seeing it when it was close to when he was recovering and coming off of using cocaine, because he was angry at times, so he would just like blast off and get angry for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. Or when they were talking about like being in like a smaller homes, it's like because you're getting paid, bitch. If I'm gonna sleep in a fucking cell, I'll sleep in a cell like a monkey.
All right, let's just do Joey Diaz bits right now. All right.
I don't want to take anything from it. In fact, I saw him a month before all the lockdown stuff happened in February of 2020. I saw him then at Tempe Improv. And I'm kind of
start doing comedy.
It was May 27th of this past year. Yeah, because
What was the first mic?
It was the one at Improv Mania, because I actually came the week before with my roommate and stuff, and he was gonna do it, but he was on so late, and I was just planning to watch to see what it was for the time being. So I just watched, but then that 27th came. I went up, he went up, and obviously nothing like went well. I thought some jokes would get some reaction. I didn't expect anything great, but yeah.
No. Like, there's no such thing as having like a first amazing set unless it's looked over and helped with other people, and like, no, literally the first time you perform stand-up, it's not the best you can do even at that time. You know what I mean? Like, when you start doing stand-up and then a year later, yeah, you're a little funnier because you're hanging out with more funny people and shit like that, but you're still you. You still have the same fucking collection of memories, and you still are you're still yourself. So when you start comedy and you're so bad, it's because you don't know the comedic pacing yet. Maybe you wrote this shit out for a year beforehand, but no one gave you any feedback because it's something so personal that you want to hide it. And like, yeah, I remember trying to write out one joke one night before I started doing stand-up, and I got like 5 minutes in, and I was like, I can't do this. I literally can't do this. And then
I remember trying to even like look online like how to create jokes and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, well, just like a bit, like if you go on the Reddit, there's like an r/ I think stand up and such. And I remember some good on thing there. It's like, how do you get good at stand up? It's like, well, you got to keep doing it until you aren't bad anymore.
That's all it is. Because it's not, there's no belts. There's no way to prove you're good or prove you're bad until it becomes such like a subjective opinion that you're good that it becomes objective to you that maybe you're getting better.
Yeah, exactly.
But never think that you're good.
And I think it's like
extra. Look at me.
Yeah.
Don't ever think that you're good.
I'm just dog shit performing out there. All these people saying that they enjoyed my set. They're just trying to make me feel better.
Fucking liars.
Disgusting.
I piss on them.
How can I trust these bastards, huh? Who the fuck they think they are?
Hey, I'm a fucking union guy.
Exactly.
They're gonna come in here.
They're gonna
ask me that I'm not pissing on them.
Who the fuck they think they are?
I'm Tony Pissoloni.
Exactly.
Okay?
And I'd be working here to get you some boboloni here at the deli.
Boboloni? Did you
boboloni?
You just said boboloni.
Boboloni.
Wait, that's $1 million idea. Bologna, but it's made out of boba. Bro, boboloni.
If that crowd really likes it that much, sure. I don't know how I'd feel about them. Yes. Get that audience.
The ASMR, that ass smacking Marines retraction.
There needs to be some ass smacking ASMR. There probably is.
Yeah.
It's not too specific, so on the internet there probably is.
Why don't you just upload this shit to Pornhub too?
Well, I mean, I think we'd have to get naked first to be in it.
No, you don't. You don't have to be naked. It's not like you post a video to Pornhub and then it's like, oh,
You have clothes on.
Community strike. You don't pull your dick out. Hey, you do that shit 2 more times, we're going to come over there and pull your fucking clothes off for you.
Hey, imagine if you go look into their terms and services of agreement and you find out that's one of them. You have to show your dick if it's...
You have to show your dick. Full. Yeah. If you don't want to, you got to blur it out, okay? So are you American?
So only the pixelated Japanese porn gets by with not seeing the guy's dick.
Do you want to fuck anime people? No.
Oh, fuck
You're
no.
an American, okay?
I mean, there are
full cock and
there
balls.
are some people in America who would fuck an anime.
I'll
though.
pull my dick out just so we can put this on Pornhub.
Well, I'd prefer if this could also be on YouTube, because even though I'm not listing it as made for children, I'd prefer if it didn't get taken down.
How about I pull out my dick behind the camera and you can just react to it?
That is, well, I mean, even though that would be allowed, I don't think that would be great for the viewer's experience to see my reaction to seeing dick.
You don't think you can do reaction content?
I could do reaction content.
I think you can do reaction content.
Maybe.
Come on, hey, come on. Live free, you know?
Live free and die hard.
How many times do you get to experience something new? You know?
Every time you encounter something new.
Right. So what if I get behind the camera and I show you my dick? Hey, buddy, come on.
Sounds like you're very being coercive.
Hey, shut the fuck up. Is your roommate in the room?
No, he's not here. You don't have to worry about him, but he may enter at a point.
Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Huh?
At least it'll be captured on video for the world to see. Also, because now it's getting darker, let me put on the one light here.
I'm just thinking about it like Chudir just walks up to like Richie or something like, bro, you need to check out Karl's podcast with Seth. And he's like, oh, why? Seth raped Karl. He just fucking bent him over and fucked him. And has that been recording?
Yeah, it has, yeah. Yeah, well, if the red light's on, it's been recording.
Okay. That's really fucked up that you called it a red light. It's an indigenous people light, okay?
Exactly. Well, this isn't the Redskins. We don't have to worry about making those references.
Whoa, bro.
I mean, the viewers know I said it.
He just said, wow, bro. He said Redskins. He said retard. You're on a tear right now.
Exactly. Also, to make sure this has enough battery, let me get my laptop and connect it to it so it doesn't...
All right, for sure, go. I'll fucking riff for a little bit. Yo, he's been watching football this whole time. There's football playing right now. Like, I thought I was a bad host, right? And then I show up. This is all with peace and love, Karl. But yeah, who's going to fucking stop me from talking shit? That was almost a touchdown. Oh, he's pulling out his wappy top. His little wappy. How much porn do you watch on the laptop?
I watch it on my phone.
He watches it on his phone, not his laptop, people. Gamer tip, all right? That's a life hack. Always watch it on your phone so you can just throw it away.
Exactly. It's only on there. Except whoever your cellular provider probably has it too. I mean, the internet companies do too. They have information of all this. So who were your influences specifically with comedy? We're trying to find this. Sit by the ocean.
Okay. My influences. Dora the Explorer.
All right.
Big Bird. Big Bird fucking kills. And
was it his yellow feathers?
Yeah, and his big stature. It was really just his stage presence. two more. Man, I gotta say, Chucky from Rugrats. You know, that ginger love.
In glasses too.
Glasses. Fuck people with glasses though. I have perfect vision. I can see it. I have night vision actually.
So one impairment he doesn't have in life.
Yeah, I have no balls, but I have night vision. It's a good trade. Fourth,
Well, you did it at balls.
Ellen DeGeneres, really. But as Dory, not her stand-up. Okay, legitimately, my influences. Eric Andre.
Oh, like
And
his skits and stuff?
Yeah, I'm serious with that. Like Eric Andre.
Oh, he has such great skits.
Yeah. Like
the
shit from Loiter Squad was big with me.
Like the Black Scientologist. That's one of the a pretty good sketch.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think that's close to Dave Chappelle's Clayton Bigsby sketch.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, yeah, I watched Chappelle Show too. Like Key and Peele, like that's all the sketch shit that really got me interested in like doing sketch comedy, but I haven't done much of it.
Key and Peele, I remember that getting people reciting lines from that, and
yeah, people would like. They had hot lines. They had some hot lines from like, Key and Peele. They were funny as fuck.
Like that college bowl game, the football player names Hingle McCringleberry.
Yeah, that was big as fuck.
Stanford University.
But when it comes to like stand-up comedy,
or the AAA Ron. Yeah, like certain comics.
Cat Williams. I loved him.
He's very hilarious, man. Yeah.
Bo Burnham. He's always good. But more recent comics thinking of, because Bo Burnham, like, I don't feel like is like a stand-up anymore. He's like he's a comedian, but it's like more of a performative, like he's reached that level where he doesn't do comedy anymore.
Like more of an acting.
He does a funny act because it's, I don't know. Like, he's not doing that in the club, and that's exactly what that's what it should be, is that he's ascended to a place where he shouldn't just be doing club spots anymore, right?
Yeah, honestly, what you were speaking earlier, I think about how you want to ascend to a point where you don't need to go to the open mics, but you should like occasionally.
You should want to, yeah.
Well, I'm thinking because you like need to try out new stuff and stuff. If you get like those guests,
are you gonna work out a new 5 minutes on a show?
No.
You fucking insane person! Like I tried to work out a joke last night on a show. Thank God it went well, and it actually did better than jokes I've tried and worked.
Oh, was it JP's?
Yeah, JP's.
Okay, yeah.
He always puts me up at the fucking bullet spot right after the host. And sorry to toot my own horn, but I
didn't realize that's the bullet spot. I prefer being at that spot.
Why?
Because let me get the energy started in here. I'll let it rip like a Beyblade.
But yeah, dude, to be honest, like half the time when he does that, I do well. I do well. And then people go up and I'm fucking confused as to why I'm on the same lineup. I'm like, what's happening? Like, I don't want to talk shit, but I'm like, these are people's full-on acts. They practice this shit. I threw this together at 6 p.m. 2 hours earlier. And it's not like fresh jokes. I'm saying, like, I didn't have, like, I don't have a set list in my head ever.
Did you do a 5 or like
5?
Okay.
And again, why give me 5? Maybe I should ask for more and, yeah, like, ask and you shall receive type shit. But, dude, like, I don't know, bro. Like, Charlie was there with me. My parents went too. And even, like,
so that was your bringer 3?
That was my bringer 3, baby. Fuck you. How about you promote your own club? How about you bring people to your club? I know we aren't talking shit, but like, and also JP is actually getting really better. Like he's getting better at comedy.
Oh, you're talking his act. Oh.
Yeah, but in a business practice, I'm like, damn, bro. Is there any way where I can just be like good enough to come and do a spot and not feel the pressure of like, if you don't bring these people, then you're eliminated. I'm like, what the dog? It's a fucking strip mall. And that's the sad truth about it, is that I'm trying to get those shows I'm trying to get any show. So it's like, yeah, I'm in the boat where I need to hear things like that, where you need to bring 3 people, because it's all just sales.
No,
Comedy
it is
Club
on their
doesn't
part.
give a fuck if you're amazing if no one shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
They aren't going to pay your patronage just so people may show up or not. You need to bring people. And that's why TikTok stars are headlining.
Because they bring people in, so the clubs will just take them. Because like
they don't give a fuck if it's trash. They don't care if it's stale material. They don't. It's a bottom line. They need to pay rent. They need to sell drinks.
Well, that's why specifically me, like I told Daniel that I can do best time to put me DBG and friends is that March date, because then it's during spring training when I have friends and other family down here, so they can come do it as well. And plus, by then I feel like at least by then I could do a solid 10, at least by that point, because I only feel confident in 7 now if I know ahead about what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and I think now I have like 10 minutes in total that I'm comfortable with. But it's also because I shelf so much of my shit in the past that I wasn't reciting anything. I was only doing new shit, so I wasn't really figuring it out. But it was nice because I must have written fucking like and tried out 100 different jokes in the past year. And I've gone to like 200 mics. So like it's doing the math on that, like even my rehearsed shit, I've done maybe like one joke I've maybe done 7 times, and that's the most I've ever done one joke. It's 7 times. And I've like recited it to myself, obviously, like off stage before a show. I'm just like making sure I know the beats of it. But like that, I feel like that's how you should be in the first year or 2, is just like
trying lots of new stuff.
Run as fast as you can and write everything down that you think is funny. And then when you come back to it in a couple years, hopefully like when I'm 5 years in, I can look back at my old notes from last year and make something out of it. Yeah. Or realize that, nah, this is a pile of mush and I'm still not good enough to make something out of it. Because I believe you can make anything funny. And you can make anything work with a crowd, because you can do an act out. You can have it be physical with an act out. You can do like characters or an impression or like an act through where you're doing a scene, or you can state it in a metaphor or simile. And that's a lot of comedy, actually, is just making similes and metaphors. Like
figures of speech.
Aren't fucking Christmas trees like babies? And like
sometimes you just want to burn them.
That's actually one of my jokes. Like everyone wants to dress them up. They're excited for them to come around. But once you get it out of the box, you cannot get it back in. And people don't like it. And you see, that's the shit too, is like there's a joke, but I'm not good enough now to make that work yet. And I just need to keep doing it.
No, that's totally good, and especially if you record it down and figure out later on, because that's my thought with some of my jokes that I'll go back to is, because I kept it in the notes app, and when I look back at the bits that I did that week, it's like, okay, did it do well? Was it like all right, or was it just not good? And I put a different symbol for each. And obviously later on, going back into that and knowing if I had knowing it's like, okay, these bits work right here, at least with the reaction, because I tried it a few times in a week and they were consistent. Some it's like, maybe this could work because sometimes I got a good reaction, but the phrasing might be better. And then if it just didn't do good, it's either like, okay, either I shouldn't do this or I should wait and revisit this later.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's that's That's why it helps to go to as many mics as you can, because you have more opportunities to make those judgments. And that's what it is just making judgments. And like, that's what writing a new joke is too. Because you don't know if it's going to go well because you haven't said it to another person. Like what I was just saying, like writing a bunch of shit before you start comedy, just start. Mm-hmm. Go up there and tell a fucking story, and then you'll figure out how you're funny. And people, like, comedy teachers tell you never tell stories on stage. You'll never get anything from it. Look at what Dave Chappelle is doing. Where is comedy going? It's going to one-liners, small bits, and stories. So it's, and similar to our attention span with 5-hour podcasts with Joe Rogan, the biggest fucking podcast. A lot of people like listening to 5-hour podcasts at work and shit. Yeah. And then they also, when they're winding down for the day, love going on TikTok for those 1-minute bits. So that's how comedy is going to be put into mediums now.
Yeah, they like those
through small bits and large bits.
Yeah, they like those long form for when, let's just say, you're traveling on the road, so it's a long road trip, so you have a lot of time to listen, or you're sitting down, or in my case at work, so it's okay, you can listen throughout the day. And because it's better for me not to get up constantly, it's good for me to have something that's a long form. So as long as it lasts over an hour, it's pretty good.
Right. Yeah, and
then afterwards, obviously, it's like you really don't want to watch anything, or at least me, anything more than really 10 minutes.
Yeah. And back to the whole, like, comedy teacher thing telling you not to do this, don't do that. They're telling you their preferences of what they thought they've learned. So unless you're going to every single comedy teacher, yeah, you're learning someone's comedy. And that's good, because a lot of those people who go through classes had better blocking in their set than I did. And blocking meaning smooth transitions, an actual storyboard of what's happening in the set. When I started comedy, it was barely an idea half the time. Most of the time, it was barely an idea.
Just saying
shit. But I fucking let my balls hang out when I'm actually like feeling like present in the moment, and I'm doing comedy. Like when was I last in the pocket? Like Bridget's on Tuesday. The show at JP's was good, but I always like going in the middle or towards the end. And it's not like, oh, it should be a headliner. It's like, no, I just don't like opening shows. Fucking sucks. And that's just an honest thing. Who likes opening shows? No one. So it's like, yeah, I like being in the middle.
Well, unless I'm the headliner, I don't mind opening a show. Unless I'm the headliner. If I'm the headliner, obviously, I'm going to be in that position. Yeah. But if not, I'll just take that first one. I'll get the energy started.
And at Bridget's, I was just feeling it. I was fucking in the zone. And I felt like I'm doing my comedy. And that's why that felt so good. And like in the moment, I was like, I can't equate this to anyone else's personality besides my own right now. This is me when I was 13, 12 in fucking school trying to be funny. That's innately who I was being on stage, and that's how I'm the funniest I am, is like find out who your inner child is and bring that out. Because kids are funny, dude. Before they're beaten down by life.
Oh, yeah.
Just remain 13. If you want to be a good stand-up comedian, remain 13.
Or the mindset of a 13-year-old.
Keep the mindset of a 13-year-old. Don't fuck them, okay?
Yes.
No.
Exactly. Don't find them attractive in any way.
Oh, last night, someone on the lineup at JP's, I won't talk shit or say names, but he is a comedy teacher. And he teaches classics and class.
I think I know who it is.
Yes, you know who it is from if
the
he's performing at JP's. Yes. And he went up, and afterwards, my parents were like, "It was a good show, except for that one guy. I just didn't like him. He was just so like crass, and it felt like 1990s comedy, like really like, you know what I mean, like." Misogynistic, like, and I hate saying, like, isn't it funny how I'm like, I hate defending women, but like, I hate saying like, oh, I hate that person's comedy because it's misogynistic. I'm like, no, that's actually all it is like, I'm open-minded to people being edgy as fuck, but if that's your shtick of hating women, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah, what are you doing? If you focus your act around that too much, it's just
It
it's
shows
tacky.
where your intentions are, and you have malintentions. You're trying to exploit your hatred of women, and I'm like, what's happening? What are we doing here? Are we trying to make jokes or go to therapy right now, buddy? And after the show, we were talking. They were like, I just didn't like his set, and I was like, oh, he's actually he actually teaches classes, comedy classes. They're like, oh, like yeah, he's actually kind of frowned upon in the open micer scene because he's just seen as kind of a sleazebag. And they're like, oh, what'd he do? I'm like, he taught comedy classes. That's why he's a sleazebag. Is because he's profiting off of someone's angst to get onto stage.
Yeah.
So if you walk through the scenario of someone getting into stand-up, it's, I want to get on stage.
And all you have to really do is go to an
Go
open
sign
mic.
up.
Yeah.
Go sign. Yeah. Yeah. Back to the whole, like, stop writing and just go and talk. Is because, like, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
People need to pull the fucking trigger.
Yeah. Don't worry about the first time. The first time's not going to be great. Don't worry about that. Just go along with it.
Comedy classes profit off of their angst of, like, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I want to start on the right foot. You know? And I get that mindset. I want to start on the right foot. And I did too. But I was like, fuck it. Like, I realized early on the best times I've ever had in things and the best I was at things at the time was when I just jumped into it head first. You got to dive into the pussy of the activity, whatever it is. Like, whether it was like gymnastics or wrestling or like selling weed.
Those
like
early growing pains.
Those early growing pains, and accept it. Accept that you're going to be hurt and expect that you're going to grow from being hurt. Because that's the best thing. Like, and don't expect to be hurt. That's why I say accept it. Accept that it may happen. You're going to get hurt. And I felt all the fucking emotions in the past year. And it didn't help if I went to a comedy class, I don't think. And I think it would have cost $300.
That much, goddamn.
Right. So I'm like, I was trying to explain to my parents, like, that's kind of sleazy. And my parents are public teachers and they're educators. They like teaching people. So they're like, what's so sleazy about teaching comedy? And they don't understand that it's not an instrument. It's not something you learn from another person.
Yeah, it has to be unique to who you are as a person on stage.
That's when you become the funniest, is when you learn from yourself and your mistakes. Don't learn from another person's rules. Those rules may be good and it's like religion, I feel. It's like, take from a religion what is good. All the weird racist stuff can be left in the past. All the weird misogynistic stuff can be left in the past, as well as his set. So accept that you may get fucking robbed of $300 if you go to a comedy class, but if that's you, that's you.
And you might not get much learned from it. Like, no. I'd like to think maybe, okay, so some people can benefit if they have a hard time just, like, writing jokes and stuff. Like, I think if they find out just for doing open mics for a while that they have trouble writing, then, okay, maybe go to a class, because maybe they should probably learn how to structure. But to be honest, if you give yourself 6 months and you can at least get some laughs, you can write your own jokes. You don't need someone's help.
Yeah.
Although I like bouncing stuff off people. Like, I was glad when I heard on Caesars he bounced jokes, he said, and he'd do it with other people. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, he likes bouncing jokes off people. And I do too. Yeah, of course I do. But that's because it's a peer edit, not a teacher edit. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what it is. Of people who go to mics, it's so stupid to say. They're studying how to be a clown, how to be funny. So ask your peers. Don't ask the fucking teacher. Because my English teacher was having us write essays up until like 2014. I don't think that was conducive to my typing skills.
Yeah,
right.
Type. Well,
yeah.
Also,
so keep it up to date. Ask kids what to do. If you know someone who's younger than you, ask younger people for advice.
Oh yeah, are you saying like for like a crowd when you're trying to, at least?
No, for anything, or like a peek into the future, of like if you have a question about like where if you're questioning where times are going, ask a younger person, because it's clear to them. Like, even if they're like a couple years younger than you, it's more clear to them than it is to you. That's why getting taught by a way older person how to be funny in the modern day is fucking laughable.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's kind of understand what's gonna happen or has happened.
Stay up to date.
Oh yeah, like with what goes on in the world.
Keep whatever you do up to date. Stay sharp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I think
why,
that's
like,
what
I want to do weird, edgy bullshit, and I push the line as far as I can.
Oh yeah, I definitely do too. But what I've kind of realized is a lot of that stuff. It's better to do that after a lot of experience, because then you kind of more how to form it. Because what's bad is when someone tells like the edgy joke, and maybe it's not even a bad joke, but it's just so horribly like portrayed.
Oh yeah,
or told.
and bad jokes exist.
Yeah,
They definitely fucking do. Like, there can be a joke that is a joke, but it's not good. Like, it's structured like a joke, it's paced like one, and it has a punchline, but it doesn't mean it's good. And that's what is also the problem, is like, you'll naturally find your way to the same pattern that everyone has found, because that's the natural rhythm of comedy. But you shouldn't be fucking put onto it with a metronome.
Exactly. Also, I think a big mistake I've seen some people do when they start, and we've probably seen it a few times, when they invite people they know to their first few times.
Oh, dude, that booster pack. Oh my God, it is nice though when you have like a good turnout at a show.
Oh, if you're an actual like ticketed show oh yeah,
bro, I could sneeze and they would laugh. Like, people who I care about, if they show up at a show, like coworkers or friends or whatever, dude.
I think it was an episode with you and Richie speaking about it, how like it's just it's kind of like fake confidence or fake laughs or fake approval at your joke, but you have to go in front of people who don't know you and do not care one bit what the hell you're saying. That's like, you got to say something funny to make me laugh, because I'm not just going to say it because you're you.
Ooh, I'm going to start doing this at shows, just at mics. Just like, give me a bad introduction. Give me the worst introduction. Tell them I'm a piece of shit. Tell them I will probably kill their dog if they leave me alone with it. Like, just give me the worst introduction so I can know. Don't tell them I'm funny. Don't tell them that I'm likable. Don't tell them that, oh, he's your favorite criminal. No. Tell them he's a piece of shit, and I want you guys to hate this next guy. Seth fucking Ballance, get up here. Like, I want it to be aggressive. I want to taste acid. Because it will make me better. Like, I want to bomb. I will, in the moment, I hate it. Right? It's like taking a cold shower. Your body rejects it. You don't want to do it.
But in hindsight, you see the benefit.
You grow so much from it.
Yeah.
As long as you're socially aware of why you bombed, why it went bad, how you could have read the room better. Because sometimes I go to open mics and I'm like, this isn't a material mic right now. Sometimes at dive bars or like Grand Ave Pizza, it was outside. It was a rough mic that night. And I couldn't bring myself to do material because I'm like, this is not a material crowd right now. So... And I bombed because I was like, I couldn't figure out what to do in that situation. I'm still thinking about like, what do I do in those situations when it's like a shitty mic? Like, you need to roast and address situations like, oh, we're outside, and like go off about like people in the best pop I had was talking about how like, I won't say their names, but a couple local open micers were like doing a bunch of coke, and then their dicks got soft, and then people were like, wait, what? And then Gavin was like, ha, 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 ha. And then like, it was, like that was the best part, is me just talking shit. So in those situations, it's like, a comedy class would not fucking help me here.
Yeah, if anything, they might deter you from trying to do that.
Doing those mics?
Or no, that type of material. I mean, the mics, I don't think they care. Like,
what am I going to fucking go up and do Teddy poetry slams at a mic where everyone's outside, full of pizza, kind of drunk, it's very cold, and it looks like the back of Moorland House, like Daniel Bright's about to pop out of a shed. Yeah, dude.
He's just about to bust next to that
So
house.
what do you
That's
do
kind
in
of,
those situations?
you
You need
just
to
gotta,
be an orator. You need to address the situation. Be like, who's here? How can I roast them? How can I bring them in?
yeah. Well, I feel like in that situation, it's probably mostly comics, so you can just like address them like one by one, and like it could be like a roast thing or like, oh, I can't believe you did this, blah blah blah.
Right. All right. On to our final topic of the podcast. Who do you hate most? Not kidding. I'm
Well,
kidding.
it's that bitch, the Queen of England. Okay, if there's someone I'm hoping
She
finally
could catch
has
these hands, bro.
it finally has their year where they have their obituary note published, it's her. That lady, the Queen of England, go already.
Oh, bitch.
Exactly.
You airy. Okay? Because I'm going to fill you up with holes like Swiss cheese. Ooh, you airy. Oh, bitch, you airy.
Exactly. She don't got Charles now to eat her out as an old fucker. All right. Who's going to eat the bitch out? She's going to be more stressed now because no one's going to fuck her.
Hell yeah. What's the record time at? Let's go for 2.
It's 64 minutes right now, so we passed over the hour mark.
Hell yeah. Do you want to go for 2 hours?
We could wrap it up soon, and if we wanted to doing another one, because I just want to pass that 60 mark. I mean, it was good to do that.
Are you trying to squeeze 2 pods out of me right now,
No,
bro?
we do not need to squeeze 2 pods. No, goddamn. In the future, if there was, but not now.
You're such a Jew. You're such a Jew. You're trying to...
I'm trying. If you want to know the most way I am Jew, it's how I amortize my pizza purchases. How it's like, well, so how it happens is like, well, this Little Caesars pizza, I could use it within 2 days, but if I use it within 3, I can break up the use through more days.
Okay. So
I divide the cost across all days, even though I spent it on the first day.
No, that makes sense. You're dollar cost averaging the pizza.
Exactly. I'm amortizing it. That's an actual term. See what happens when you get an education?
You start a podcast and start doing stand-up comedy.
Well, yeah, it could be stuff like that. See where the progress of my life has gone.
But no, yeah, that's the whole thing is like fucking... I guess I'm doing comedy because I have nowhere else to go. What else would I fucking do?
Like
right?
a hobby and such. Yeah, because like
I love gymnastics, but my body would break down if I pursue that fully.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
like
23.
actually.
Yeah, and like I can keep on to that, and there's personal growth and things like that, but an injury in comedy is bombing. Go back the next day. But like I got a fucked up injury on my knee and I'm like, I can't just...
Well, I mean, maybe you lose your voice. Unless you want to do stand-up comedy with ASL.
Dude, that's actually... Don't ever say that. Damn, that's like a newfound fear. Fuck you, Karl. How dare you? What the fuck? That's like the one thing that would actually stop me from doing comedy is if my larynx was just busted.
If you did. But hey, you could be a quadriplegic and still do it still.
I would make a bit out of it, definitely.
Oh, I would make stuff about like faking it. Like a bunch of times people, it's like, wait till you find out I'm faking all this.
You just do the island boy approach. You're like, wait till they see how much of a piece of shit I am. Hey, world.
I like how like immediately the first thing those island boys went to was getting their services on Cameo.
Would you ever do Cameo or anything like that? Like, okay, let me paint a picture for you. 30 years from now. How old are you now?
25, so I'd be 55.
55. Perfect. Golden years just started. Okay, you have 3 kids. They're going off to school. They're all in college. You still have a banging hot wife. New wife, by the way. Baby mama out of the house. You have a new bitch dog wife who's like 21. She's a good girl, okay? And you're living in Beverly Hills, all right? Paying for your mom's house and shit. When you are off the road, when you're not filling up arenas, packing them out, how much to get you to say happy birthday to my aunt on Cameo? You have all the money in the world. Why need more? Because you're Jewish. So how much money. I'm a lowball you right now. $80.
Oh yeah, definitely that. I was gonna actually say closer to 50.
2 minutes.
Oh, if we're saying
2 minutes, like I send
thought
you
this
like,
was a
oh, she
minute.
likes the color pink. Can you have something pink in the background? How much is that gonna run me?
Oh, well, I mean, I could try to find what I have on pink. I won't buy anything new, but I thought the thing with
You're
Cameo
a
is reading.
multi-millionaire.
I thought it's reading up a
you
script.
are the Jewish Tyler Perry in this fantasy.
How do I know I have something pink readily available for me?
You have a fucking green screen room. You're a multi-millionaire producer.
Okay, if I have the green screen room, then fine. I have that available.
Let's do this. If you can't pursue stand-up anymore, but you can still pursue one of these three, like producing, so you can be in the production, like business side of putting together shows for stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
You could be just podcasting, or be a ghostwriter for someone.
Honestly, ghostwriter at that point.
And ghostwriting as well as like you can do shows and shit. Because production, you can do shows and then like.
Yeah, well, also, I'm not one to want to have my name be the first one out there.
No?
To be honest. Well, it comes with the thing with being famous. Like, I prefer being known within, like, a small social group of people, but not, like, within a whole nation or within the whole world. It's just, I don't want to be mobbed when I go into the streets and stuff.
What's your 5-year goal with comedy?
So, definitely start feature headlining some shows, and then once I feel confident with the amount of experience I've gotten, try to move to some place that's more serious, like in Austin or possibly in LA, because I know there's also Chicago and New York City, but I hate the cold weather, and I am not going there.
I'm going to move back down south. I've always been thinking, like, if I move to New York, I'm going to move out of the city because I'm not accustomed to snow. I don't do that shit. Like, why would I live there when I could just live in a place that's not that? So when I have enough money, I'm just going to move back here. Like, why? So, yeah, I'm thinking Tejas.
Texas, yeah, that's with Austin. I'm hoping that. In fact, something I'm trying to do with Austin is because they do
suck his dick.
No, I am not. There's no one in Austin I want to suck their dick. Actually, there is one woman there. I definitely give her the manifest dickany.
Manifest dickany?
Exactly. Westward expansion.
Are you taking my bits right now, bro?
No, mine
That's
is...
one of my fucking A+ bits, bro, and you're taking it, bro.
No, it was mine. I also have another Trail of Tears one I made, but that's something else. This is going to look bad optically with me saying this.
Yeah, I have a bunch of racist material. Karl Goldthorpe has said many racist things on his podcast called... What is this called again?
60 Minutes with Karl G. And you have to say
is this really called 60 Minutes with Karl G?
Yes.
Yes!
Because I have to say the full name.
That's actually such a good name, bro.
Because I do not want to be sued by damn CBS Viacom for the name, so I have to say the full name outright.
Bro, imagine.
Those assholes there.
Imagine someone calling you like, hello, is this 60 Minutes? And they're like, what? No, this is 60 Minutes with Karl G.
Yeah.
This is Karl G. You've reached... Oh,
I mean, if I want to change the name later, I will, but I prefer this. Plus, I enjoy watching 60 Minutes. They have some pretty interesting and hilarious segments they do.
What are some of the segments? Let's get
Oh, I mean, Jay Leno, he's been on it before. I remember him on it. Okay. Some of the more interesting ones.
Friend of the podcast, Jay Leno.
Was hearing a lot about, I guess, national intelligence, at least that, or when they did the UFO segment and they were taking a serious look at UFOs. I thought that was interesting because a lot of UFO, it seems like it gets into that conspiratorial talk, but after last year, it seemed more like people are willing to take something seriously.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes, but that doesn't mean we're going to get in contact with them.
Okay, you believe that they're so smart, they're like, why the fuck would we come to...
Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to reach them, and who knows who's more technologically advanced. Are we more, or who would they be?
Oh, they are. They are.
Well, we don't know. How do we know the extent?
They are.
Hopefully they are, but we just
Why
never
hopefully?
know. Well, because then they would have more, I guess, advancements into like world
They
technology.
have more technology for us to steal.
Well, yeah, isn't that what we all do here? We steal.
Hey, that's the American dream.
Stealing.
Stealing from black people. Are those croissants half off?
I thought you were speaking like you're from Ireland and Derry.
Derry.
I come from London, Derry. Like an ice cream cone.
I'm a punk rocker. It.
Have you ever seen one of those challenges people had where you go through the drive-through window and you grab the ice cream cone by the ice cream itself?
Is that a challenge or just a threat?
I think it's just more like a challenge for people.
How does my voice sound like this?
Sounds fairly nice.
Okay.
Right.
I chime in with the haven't you people ever heard of? Closing a goddamn door, no. It's much better to face these kinds of things with a fucking dick inside my ass. I chime in, haven't Karl ever fucked me? Already an hour in and I'm singing off these fucking songs with a big fucking dick in my ass.
No wonder why you're a gay child comic.
No wonder why I'm single, bro. Sometimes I would just break out into song and just like something dumb. Like, tell me a song that I may know.
Katy Perry's Firework. Baby, your dick's a firework.
Yeah,
Show me how it will splurge.
Make you go, come.
As you shoot it across
my tongue. Baby, you make my ass work. Fuck.
Well, the relationship thing, I don't worry too much, I guess, about rushing into one, because at least how I saw it from my godfather, he got married for the first time at 61, and before meeting the fiance, I thought, oh, did he just, like whoever was, like, willing to say yes, like, he just found, like, some woman that was also too, but meeting them, they were very compatible. We were at an Outback Steakhouse, me and my dad, with him and the fiance of my...
Outback steak
Yes.
auction.
Exact. Or no, not an Outback. It was a Texas Roadhouse. That's what it was. In Denver,
Racist.
Colorado.
They all look alike,
In Denver, Colorado. And I remember he said something about, oh, yeah, we wrestle in the bed like Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Superfly Snuka. He's saying this right out loud at a freaking Texas Roadhouse. It's like, oh, well, they do, I guess, have the personality for each other.
All right, let's talk about Karl G's dream woman. What does your dream woman look like?
Okay, so do you know different porn stars? Because I could tell you one. So
yes, sure.
So I'll say a name,
Yeah.
and now it's not specifically put it, but let's just say if it would be like this woman, Eva Lovia.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be exactly her.
I think I've seen her work.
You think you've seen her work, her artistry?
I kind of like how when porn people are like, "Oh, you seen my work?" I'm like,
how else do we recognize
I've seen you fucking ripped open.
No, I just watched the award shows.
Yeah. Like, what? The other day, fucking Natalie was like, I was like, "Oh, I like your nails," and she showed me. She was like, "Yeah, thank you. I got them done last week." I saw that like 2 right here were just not done at all, and I was like, "Those are conveniently not done. Like they're short." She's like, "Oh, you've seen my work?" And I'm like, "No, I've seen women touch their pussies before. Like I know those are your fucking like it's either these two or these two." So I'm like, "No, those go in your pussy. You're right-handed." She had a drink in her right hand. I'm like, "I'm not fucking Sherlock, but I put the case together. You bait with those, and you need them. Hey, I'm not. Yes, I've seen your work. Yes. Why would I not? Anytime, dude, if you told me, hey, Chudir was in porn. I'm like, I'll fucking check it out. I want to see how my bro strokes, you know?
My senior year, I was still friends with this one girl who was in porn at the time. She no longer is, but you can search her name, Callie Klein.
Sick, bro. Like, I had an ex that did porn like one time, and I saw it was hot. It's hot.
Nice.
Who's gonna fucking lie? Like if I wanted to be a baby boy cuck about it, I could. But I'm like, no, that's. I found her attractive before. I definitely, obviously, still do. So it's like.
Yeah. Well, my last ex,
I'm gonna see her get ripped.
She's a middle school drama teacher. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna see her put out anything.
What's her name?
Amanda Rosenberg.
Bro saying names. He's like, don't say any comics names, okay? My ex's name is, bro. I'm kind of.
Who said they're gonna watch
right
this
now.
stuff? I don't think she's gonna watch me.
I'm kind of yubbed up right now. Don't look at my dick. You looked at my dick.
I'm looking at that.
No, you're looking at this fucking Carolina Panther right here, bro. You're looking at this Buccaneer.
The Seacock.
The Seacocks.
It does look like the tip of a dick.
The card in my ass. All right, so now we're just reacting to football while Seth is chubbed up.
Well, it's whatever. They're just showing like the end of each day, but we
dude,
got like about
I'm chubbed.
an hour 20 minutes. Is there anything else we should say at this? We should probably plug
my shit.
Exactly.
And
okay.
you should also
So you should see a great podcast that'll get those juices in your balls flowing. It's called Big Couch, Little Couch.
Yeah, BIGCOUCHLIL. That's important. LIL, not LITTLE. LIL couch. Big couch, little couch. But yeah, I host it and I have guests on. I'll have Karl on soon, so make sure to check that out. Besides that, I have no shows coming up because I'm not funny.
We're working out here.
No, I'm kidding. I'm murder. No, you know what? Bro, I'm Arizona's golden child, you know? And my dick's soft now. It's all right.
I think you found your momentum and such. It's just now you're trying to get comfortable in doing your act each time.
Which is so fucking gay and boring, dude. I hate that shit so much.
It does.
It sucks. Just doing the same shit over and over again. And they laugh, but they don't know how much I'm dead inside. They don't know how much this kills me to do this over and over and over fucking again. And then I said, listen here, Redskin. Yeah, check out my podcast, Big Couch, Little Couch. Thank you guys for tuning in. Free Palestine.
The IDF will reign supreme.
Fucking
Hell yeah.
Racist ass.
The Iron Dome is here to stay.